In a quest to decongest the overburdened seaports in Lagos, the federal government has started perfecting arrangements for full operations to begin the Onitsha River port from the first quarter of 2021. The National Inland Waterways Authority recently commenced a trial movement of containers from One to Onitsha rivers and says that the next couple of weeks it would commence another trial movement of containers from Lagos to Onitsha River Port. Onitsha is without doubt the commercial nerve center of southeast Nigeria and has remained the mainstay of the economic activities in the whole of the old western region, covering both south and southeast. Onitsha River Port was built under the administration of President Shehu Shagari in 1983, rehabilitated by former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2012, but has remained moribund for decades. According to the management of the National Inland Waterways Authority, the commencement of the test running of waterways cargo transportation from Onitsha River Port to One, the first time in 42 years, is a landmark achievement. Joining us today to talk about the latest development in moving import and export cargo haulage from Onitsha to One in Rivers State is the Managing Director of the National Inland Waterways Authority, Mr. George Mohalu. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Mohalu.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, and I must really appreciate your time. Now, this indeed is a welcome development considering the strategic location of Onitsha Port to southeast shipping operations. Take us through why you're doing this.
From your introduction, you have already explained why we are doing it. First major issue here is that one, we cannot sit back and watch the investment go waste. Two, there is every need for us to decongest the Lagos, the Apapa Seaport. And thirdly, I believe very strongly too, and management shares the same vision, that our routes are not designed to carry the pressure that it carries now, and that the easiest and best and most convenient means of carrying bulk cargo, particularly, is by water, just like you have it in civilized democracies and economies. So for us, if you look at it from the perspective of trying to save our roads, if, for example, 1,000 or 2,000 containers are going to go from Lagos to the southeast, the implication is that we're going to put 1,000 or 2,000 trailers on the road. And you and I know that our roads are not designed to carry such weight. So how do you expect those roads to survive? So we believe very strongly that opening up our waterways and putting into active use our waterways will be of a lot of economic benefit to our country.
Economic benefit here. So that means we have really not been taking full advantage of the potential we have in that mode of transportation. Is that what we are looking at, MD? And what more, when we talk about economic benefits, can we highlight some of them so that Nigerians would understand?
Yes, there's no doubt as to the fact that we have not started enjoying the benefits of having an active waterway in our country. It's not gainsaying the fact that we have over 10,000 kilometers of waterway spread across 28 states of Nigeria. It may interest you to note that you can access 28 of our 36 states by water. But unfortunately, as we speak, slightly over 3,000 kilometers is what is all year navigable. So by the time we are able to explore and exploit this potential that the Lord has given unto us, there's a lot of benefit that comes with it. Like I tried to explain the other day, apart from the employment opportunities going to create, the tourism potentials and the income is going to generate. And then again, when you start operating these vessels, moving from Lagos to Onitsha, Onitsha to Baro to Lokoja, all these areas, one thing you must understand is that anywhere there is constant stopping of these vessels on the way new towns develop. If, for example, they have 4, 5, 10 stops as they come from Lagos to Onitsha, those towns where they are going to stop, where we have jetties, certainly will be developed because small businesses will grow there, hotels and what have you will all of a sudden spring up. So you find out that it's going to re-energize the economy. There's quite a lot that as a people we're going to benefit by the time our waterways are put into active use.
Indeed, the ripple effect will definitely impact the economy positively. The problem of congestion is a major issue at the moment, especially...
Very major issue, very major issue.
Especially
I've
for
encountered people who have paid hundreds of millions of naira as demurrages, not because of their own mistake, but because of the fact that the ports are congested and there is nothing anybody can do. The roads are blocked, so there's nothing anybody can do. Assessing their cargo is not possible, so you have a problem there. But by the time our waterways are put into proper and active use, I can assure you that these things will become problems of the past.
Well, how are the shippers also reacting to this development?
No, we are encouraged by the responses we are receiving. For example, on Monday, which is I think it's about 19th, I'm having an interactive meeting with the Onitsha Chamber of Commerce and the business community in Onitsha for us to discuss what we've done, what we want to do, and where we want to be in the future, so that everybody can have a buy-in. I've talked with the barge operators, Barge Owners Association of Nigeria. We are still talking. I'm engaging some private sector operators who are interested in doing private partnerships with us. But you see, you must understand one fact with the human element, coupled with the fact with the kind of unstable business environment, that everybody will want government to start first and let them see it work before they key in. And that is what inspired us into doing the trial runs we've started.
Now, since 1983, when the port was built, it has largely remained dormant. Now, with this latest commitment again, they ensure that operations there will not be stored at a later date. Now, what long-term measures, MD, is NIWA and the FG putting in place to ensure that inland waterways cargo movement is sustained?
No, one thing you must understand, a policy that I meant when I came is the policy of concessioning these river ports. All right? The Onitsha River Ports concessioning process has gone advanced stage. We have proposals now coming in for the concessioning of the Barrow port, and I'm sure that the Uguta port, that is yet to be completed. Some people have started showing interest. Same thing applicable to the Jamata River port in Lokoja. And you see, the reasoning behind this is that when you bring proper private sector participation into these ports, then in terms of performance, it will not be more guaranteed than when it is left in the hands of government to manage. So government, I'm sure, everybody is concerned. You see, the beautiful thing about this development now is that everybody appears to have keyed into this proposal that we need to get this port to work. Agencies, ministry, parastatals under the Ministry of Transportation, everybody is determined to support the initiative. The ministry is determined to support the initiative. The government is supporting the initiative. So it's a win-win situation for everybody, because we all understand that we need to sustain this. We need to get it work so that people can benefit. There's a lot that will be beneficial to our nation and to individuals.
MD, let's pay some bills.
Business community themselves. By the time they start using the waterways, they will see in terms of the benefits, in terms of the cost implications.
Indeed. And now, MD, hold your thoughts for 1 minute. Thank you for staying with us. I still have the MD of NIWA, that is the National Inland Waterways Authority, Mr. George Mohalu, who is joining us live from Lokoja. MD, what about dredging of the Onitsha port? How consistent will it be to ensure that transportation of containers through the waterways is not impeded and vessels and, of course, barges continue to access the ports?
Yes, this is a very important and critical question, and we are conscious of this fact. And that is why, even in our procurement processes, we are procuring new dredges, because what we want to do is to sustain our maintenance dredging program. We have a maintenance dredging program we have designed, which we are going to sustain, especially to make sure that the channels that are in active use are constantly maintained. This we want to achieve. And don't forget that in 2012, 2013, there was a major capital dredging that took place in the country. And we are not thinking of doing any capital dredging now because of the cost implication. And the agency does not have enough resources to carry out such massive capital dredging program. But I can assure you that we are going to do everything within the limits of available resources and our capability to sustain our maintenance dredging, so that the channels that will be put into active use will be constantly open.
Let's round off on this note. You're the MD of NIWA, and a lot is being done, and we expect more. Tell us, what do you want Nigerians to know at this time, and what more should they expect from you as NIWA?
The major thing is to thank Nigerians, from the president down, for the opportunities given us to serve, to prove ourselves. And that is key for us. And then secondly, we are determined to make sure that we make the water transportation the transport means of choice. That is the position, that is my vision. And I'm very happy to say that my colleagues in the office, everybody has keyed into that vision, that is the legacy we want to leave. We need everybody's prayers and support.
Mr. George Mohalu, I must thank you very much for your time, and do have a safe trip. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.